don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. Who I be? Crime apart, never saw. Break these bitches off. Get one through your stomach, through your damn meal figure. One West, nothing but soldiers and real niggas. Let my eyes get ya. Kiss the motherfucking booster plate, my split ya. If you ain't an Israelite, then I don't fuck with ya. Passing flyer through the bar, baby, you can take a picture. When they see us at the mall and we breaking down shit, do it for the 12 tribe blood of an Israelite. When them devils start to die, we gon' ride, we gon' ride. Blessed by the Most High, we gon' break the sky. When them white babies whine, throw 'em off in the fire. Bury me a motherfucking piece when I die. UPK One West, you know that's the life. Fuck the other side, we don't fuck with you kind. If cop give the order and we gon' take ground. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah.
Shalom Israel. You know what it is. Israelite School of UPK in West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Start at 1 West 125th Street. Like I said, 1969. Today we got a great topic. It's a take ground breakdown. You understand? Take ground radio. You know what I mean? We go over these heavy topics, man. Today's topic is basically, let me get my theme song on here. Shout out to Officer Kumpar providing with the beautiful, wonderful music. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let me get my theme song in here real quick. Today we're going to talk about something that's heavy, something that's going on right now. There's a big shout out going out to all the black brothers and sisters who are qualifying for the Olympics. Okay, they're qualifying for the Olympics. More power to them. But the UPK, but I bring out this, man. Black people should not represent America in the Olympics. We should be able to represent ourselves. We should be able to represent ourselves as our own separate race. And if we are not allowed to represent ourselves as a separate race, then we should withdraw from the Olympics altogether. I know people say, man, that's crazy. People training their whole life for the Olympics. Well, people been living their whole life black. You understand? For 400 years. Before we was even allowed in the Olympics to win races for the oppressor. How long we gonna put ourselves in this subservient position? You got black people who want equality. You said you want to be equal, right? Well, if you equal, then you should be able to represent yourself, man. And don't nobody say, oh, well, you using America's resources to train and to do this and that. We built a large majority of America. So we should take part in a lot of the resources of America. So that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. We should be able to represent ourselves, man. And I love for people who watching to comment. What do you think? Do you think we should be able to represent ourselves? The name can be whatever. The Blacks of America, whatever country, nation, flag we want to fly. But we should be able to represent ourselves. We should no longer be under the European tyranny and be forced to represent a kingdom, a country that is not our own. We're being treated like second-class citizens. We're being treated like we're not part of America. We're not getting treated the same. Well, then why the hell should we be representing America in the Olympics? We should just represent niggas. This is Sha'Carri Richardson representing black people in America. They claim to be their own race, so now they have their own. You know how many damn medals we done won for America? They hardly put the numbers out for because we won so many medals. Close to 20% of the medals that America has won, and sometimes even higher, are attributed to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America, to black people. One sec. So, since we're winning so many Olympics, we should have our own. You got black people say, "Oh, I'm not a slave." Well, if you're not a slave, then prove it. Then we're equal in America. If we're equal, then we should have an equal share. We should be equally represented with our name and with the glory and everything that come with winning those Olympic medals. Running around with an American flag. What did the founding fathers of this country say? Taxation without representation. We represent them, but we represent them, but we ain't taxing them either. We should have our own names. We should be representing ourselves as an independent, separate race of people in the Olympics, man. There's an old saying: better to live in a shack than to fare sumptuously in another man's house. Why are we trying to eat good in their house, man? It's better to have our own. That's the problem. We become homeborn slaves. That's why the scriptures ask us, is Israel a servant? Is Israel a homeborn slave? So what are we? We just a slave, and we just got to represent America. Because who told us to? The Caucasian race told us to? The American government told us to. We have just as much rights to represent ourselves as anybody else. They will say, well, without America, how are you going to get there? We ain't going to pay for your plane ticket. We ain't going to pay for your training. We ain't going to do this for you. We don't need you. We'll go dominate the Olympics just based off of blacks alone. Just off our own strength. We don't need America to prop us up to get a chance in the Olympics. You think so little of black people that you think we couldn't even get to the race. We couldn't even get there. Let alone compete. You're wrong. Give the black race an opportunity. You ain't got to give us opportunity. We need to be taking this opportunity and prove to the world that the blacks in America are not slaves and servants to the Caucasian race. And like I said, if we don't get the opportunity to represent ourselves, we shouldn't represent shit. We shouldn't even attend. We shouldn't even participate in it. Freedom, man. Injustice, man. The Koreans, they get to represent themselves. The Japanese, the Chinese, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, all these places, they get to represent themselves. Why can't we? I seen a picture. Half the damn pole vaulting gymnastics team look like all sisters. All these brothers running the races, stacking up medals for who? For what? For America's sake? Why can't we have our own? We should stack it up for our race and for our forefathers. We should bring honor to our people who were not considered Americans. You forgot slavery. You forgot before the civil rights movement, we were not considered Americans. We were treated as a permanent underclass. Well, look, let that underclass get a chance in that thing. Watch that underclass whoop your ass. See, that's what America's scared of. That's what the oppressor's scared of. They want to beat their chest and march and jump up on the White House and this and that and be racist. Call the police on every black person, getting them arrested, killed, shot, murdered. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that we don't need them. They're afraid that we're going to separate ourselves from them. And they should be. Because the amount of power that we have as a people, blacks here in America, should be noted for ourselves and for our own selves. Not as a servant of the oppressor. But you don't want that. But you call us racist. You call the UPK racist. The Israelite School UPK. We're the racist ones. We're the racist ones. But you won't give us a fair shot. You won't give us a chance to be ourselves, to represent ourselves, represent our own people, represent our own culture, our own people, our own race, our own identity, our own families. We got to represent America. The same America that said we get 40 acres and a mule. The same America that enslaved us. The same America that walked our Native American brothers across the country in the Trail of Tears. The same America that got our Mexican brothers in the cages. We don't want to associate with that. We want to associate with ourselves. Look, we associate with Negroes in the hood. We got our own great, grand, illustrious history here in this place. We associate with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, all great blacks, Booker T. Washington, all the great blacks that ever been in this country, in this kingdom. We'll associate with that. And we'll add the asterisks of the Olympics to it. But I want to know, man. Make sure you hit that share button, hit that like button. Comment on this video, man. Share it. Make it viral. I want to see what our people say against this. And I want to see what the oppressor has to say with this. Why shouldn't we be able to represent ourselves in the Olympics, man? We got Juneteenth, right? Right? We free, right? So we should be free to celebrate, to run our own races in our own names with our own people, or under the banner of our own race. Said we got Juneteenth, right? We're free, right? Well, if you a black man out there in the world, black woman out there in the world, share this video. Bring up the topic. And if the oppressor denies it, then you know you're still not free. Johnny Seymour had a comment. Let me see if I can put it up. He said, I agree with Olympic suggestion. If Black Lives Matter, then it has to matter to black people too. Too many rappers killing each other. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a heavy point. If Black Lives Matter, then we should be able to matter in the Olympics, man. For under our own banner. What political correct? They're just the African Americans. Now they're coming up to race. Here come the African Americans team. Here come the black people team. Shit, don't fucking matter what it. You know what I mean? What matters is that we have the dignity to do it ourselves. Say yes, we are originals, the original race. Hey, there we go. So I want to hear what white people have to say, what the government has to say, what all of them have to say even the people who are brothers and sisters who are participating in the Olympics or trying to participate in the Olympics. Brother, a good question. He said, what would we define ourselves as? I suggest origin. Look, we could put the politically correct known statement on there. Even though we wrote here, we describe as Israel. You could put African American / black nation, kingdom, whatever, people. But either way, put the most politically correct thing there. Don't matter. The point is that we are allowed to represent ourselves. Even, look, it said put Negro. Shoot, that's fine. We'll take that. We have the Nation of the Negroes coming up. Simone Biles is getting ready to poll vote for the Nation of the Negroes who are in America. Why should we represent the people that had us in slavery? It's just a bad look. Like we're still jumping and flipping and working for them in their name without getting the benefits. It's the same as when blacks made all them damn inventions in the past and then the oppressor came and put his name on it. I.e. the light bulb. The super soaker, the combustion engine, the cell phone, the computer, all these things that blacks had a hand in and putting together, but we were not allowed to put our names on it. Captain Zanaya Salaki, sir, he had a great comment. He says ISBK is the only group who truly believes in ourselves. We are the only willing to put it all on the line. Yeah. We ready. We want to put it all on the line. We want to put it. We trust in ourselves and our own people before we have to lean on another race. See how emasculating and weak that is. That we got to lean on another kingdom just to run a race. No other kingdom has to do that. You got kingdoms poor as shit, poor as dirt, but they represent themselves. Black people ain't super poor. You got rich, black, famous, and all that blacks. So how come these countries that have nothing, Sudan and things like that, living in dirt and war and poverty, can represent themselves, but blacks and African Americans, Negroes can't? There we go. That'd be the name right there. African American / black / Negro. Right there. Flag would just be black. You ain't got to have nothing on it. Just a black flag. Because we a growing nation. We want independence, man. And all the people that say, oh, if you don't like it, why don't you leave? Why? We ain't got to leave nothing. We the ones who built this damn place. We built these streets. We built these houses. We built these farms. We built these skyscrapers, these railroads. We the one who built this damn place up. We don't got to go no damn where. Kamazani, I had another heavy point. In the 2008 and 2012 Olympics, refugees of war didn't represent the country that oppressed them. They literally were called the refugees of war and had a flag. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? And he said majority of them were Africans. You got Africans of no land, no country, able to represent themselves. Just calling themselves refugees of war. And they're able to represent themselves. But so we got so many so-called educated Negroes. We in colleges. We're so smart. We're in the NBA. We're in the NFL. We got equality now. Racism and this and that. And we coming up and this and that. Like the Christians say, we got a long way to go. We came a long way. Obama, right? We had a black man in the White House. Well, then why can't we represent ourselves in the goddamn Olympics? Nah, Zani, I want many comments as you want. Many comments as you want to put out, Juan. Because like you said, you bringing out some heavy points. I didn't know they had refugees of war representing their damn self in the Olympics. Let me see. You said I have an echo. But yeah, there we go. It should be. Yeah, it shouldn't be an echo. But yeah, that's they got to represent themselves. That's all we asking. We ain't even asking. We saying that's what it need to be. Fuck all that asking stuff. It needs to be what we need to be. You understand? It needs to be us representing our own race, man. We are not no people. We are not an invisible people only to work at the beg and whim of the European American race. We have a soul. What they say, Black Lives Matter, right? Then we need to be pushing to represent ourselves, man. Or else we shouldn't represent nothing. No, there's no other race that's forced to represent another kingdom. The Jews do not have to be in the Olympics under the German flag. But we, after all this oppression, all this time, that's how you know we're not free. Then all you blacks who said we celebrated Juneteenth means we need to clip Juneteenth because we're not free if we can't represent ourselves. If we're not truly free, then things aren't right for us. We need to get free. And it starts by withdrawing ourselves from this kingdom and starting to represent ourselves. We're men. We don't have to be underneath the America for every damn thing. Look, we pay our taxes. We do all type of things for this damn kingdom. But we can't represent ourselves. You know? So that's what the Take Ground Breakdown is about today. Check out the ISUBK. You can go to blackwatch.news. That's our website with our radio show on it. With Commander Honda's radio show, the UPK radio show. Cross the Line Radio on YouTube. Kentucky 8 Podcast. Go to subscribe to ISUBK Indianapolis on YouTube. We need to make a stand. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And right now, we just a bird, feather, a reed shaking in the wind. Damn right. And the Hidden Truth Revealed every 12 p.m. on Mondays. 12 noon on Mondays, man. Definitely, Azana, you right. The Hidden Truth Revealed every noon, Monday. Check out the UPK's platforms. Learn more about this knowledge. Learn more about our people, how we should think. See, they don't even want you to think of this. They don't even want you to think like this. We're the black leaders that should have been putting this out. You had black men put their fist up in the Olympics. They were denigrated, desecrated, and destroyed and shamed when they should have been able to represent their own people and put the black power fist up, black power across their chest. They should be free to do that if we're truly free. If we're not allowed to, then begs the question, are we truly free? Or do we still need the permission of the Caucasian race to be? You gotta fight against oppression, man. You gotta fight for freedom. It ain't gonna come easy. This is what it takes, though. You can't sit back and let another race take advantage of our work. That's our hard work. All black families putting those children together, putting those young people together to compete in them Olympics. That's our blood flowing through them. Look, Johnny Seymour said freedom is a form of sovereignty. We don't have no type of sovereignty if we can't represent ourselves in the Olympics, man. So everybody hit that share button, hit that like button. Send this message throughout Black America, Negro America, African American America, that we want to represent ourselves in the Olympics. How are we going to represent a kingdom that openly kills us in the streets, that openly refuses to teach black history in schools via critical race theory? We are allowing ourselves to devolve back into chains of bondage by not pushing the issue, by not demanding to represent ourselves in the Olympics. And if we can't do that, we should not even take part in the Olympics. How about we have our own Olympics, the Black Olympics, and we'll invite different kingdoms to come and go against us? How about that? Oh, you don't want to go there, huh? You starting to, you don't want to go there, huh? Because then next thing you know, the oppressor's looking like, hold up, you can't do that. You need to be a slave. Oh, I didn't mean slave. I meant you need to be a citizen. I didn't mean to say slave. I meant to say you need to be a citizen of America. Yeah, we know what you mean. We know what you're getting at. But we have to push this for our children, for future generations. Because this is just a start. Representing ourselves in the Olympics is just a start of the greatness that we could achieve. It's just the beginning. Once we represent ourselves, then we can truly stand with dignity. We can't stand with dignity with that American flag draped over our shoulders, because that American flag has continually treated us un-American. Damn right, brother. Damn right. So this has been the Take Ground Breakdown. This is Take Ground Radio. My name is Captain Kapash of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander Hana. It's time to get right with the Most High. Change your life. Lay up your folly ground. Go to ishbk.com for more info. Get with a school near you. Get in the classes. Learn the truth, man. Learn the truth. Get right with the Most High, man. Time is short. We only got a little bit of time left before Christ's return. And with that said, shalom.
You cross the line, please let me take her. Won't fast straight round, won't ready stand down. Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest. Yeah, the word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the east. Yeah, got all my eyes with me. Posted your more echo piece, sipping the stronger with these soldiers. We out in the streets. Young nigga preach, bury me a motherfucking priest. Yeah. The word we teach from the west to the south to the north to the